What if I told you that while most of the world is still debating regulations, stuck in traffic, and arguing about the safety of new technologies, one African country has already taken off into the future?
And Rwanda has carried out the public flight of a self-flying electric car taxi in the country.
So, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, keep your minds open, and let's take off on this journey together. Welcome to Aviation Africa 2025, Murakazaneza, Kigali.
Today, for the first time in Africa, a self-flying air taxi will take to the skies.
Yes, Rwanda. Rwanda just joined global giants like Japan, the USA, and China in launching flying taxis and scaling life-saving drone deliveries. And in today's video, we uncover how this small nation is building bold tech innovations that are putting Africa on the global aviation map. So fasten your seatbelts, keep your minds open, and let's take off on this journey together. Welcome to Imboni Nyayo. Let's start with the headlines. At the Aviation Africa Summit in Kigali, 2025, Rwanda became the first African nation to host the public flight of a self-flying electric air taxi. The aircraft, the Ehang A216, a futuristic drone-like vehicle with 16 rotors, 2 passenger seats, and no pilot. Here's what makes it extraordinary. It cruises at 130 kilometers per hour. It flies up to 35 kilometers on a single charge. A built-in redundancy. Even if multiple motors fail, it can still land safely. A triple backup systems, real-time monitoring, and automatic emergency landing. In other words, it's designed to be safer than a traditional helicopter. Think about this. A trip from downtown Kigali to the airport usually takes 45 minutes by road. With this flying taxi, it's a 5-minute flight. Now, you might be wondering, flying taxis? Aren't those things still being tested in Dubai or Los Angeles? Yes, they are. But while places like New York and Tokyo are caught up in endless regulatory debates, Rwanda simply made it happen. They gave the green light, built a safe testing environment, and showed the world what's possible. And here's the kicker. At a cost of around $410,000, this flying taxi is far cheaper than a helicopter, which can cost anywhere from $1.5 to $15 million. This wasn't just a flight. It was Rwanda telling the world, we're not just passengers in the future of aviation. We're pilots shaping it. But Rwanda's story in the skies didn't begin with flying taxis. It began nearly a decade earlier, with drones delivering blood. Back in 2016, Rwanda partnered with Zipline, a Silicon Valley company, to launch the world's first nationwide medical drone delivery system. And what happened next is nothing short of revolutionary. Picture this. In Rwanda's mountainous regions, traveling by road can take 4 hours. That's the difference between life and death when a patient needs urgent blood transfusions. With drones, deliveries take 15 minutes. By 2021, over 75% of all blood deliveries outside Kigali were made by drone. That's a higher rate of autonomous medical delivery than any developed country in the world, including the USA. The numbers are staggering. More than 70,000 deliveries of blood, plasma, and vaccines. 21 hospitals directly connected to Zipline's drone network. Each drone can carry up to 4 pounds of critical supplies, flying at speeds of 100 kilometers per hour. And the impact? Blood wastage due to poor infrastructure dropped dramatically. Lives were saved every single day. While countries like the US and UK were still debating regulations, Rwanda was quietly building the most advanced medical drone network on Earth. This isn't science fiction. It's happening now. And it's transforming healthcare in ways that even wealthier nations haven't matched. Now, let's answer the big question. Why Rwanda? Why is this small East African nation leading where giants struggle? The secret lies in vision and execution. For the last 2 decades, Rwanda has pursued a future-focused strategy. While others hesitated, Rwanda acted. Here's how. They built progressive regulations that welcome innovation instead of blocking it. Created sandbox environments where new tech can be tested safely. Established certification processes that are both rigorous and fast. Formed international partnerships with pioneers like Ehang in China and Zipline in the US. But Rwanda isn't just importing tech. They're training local engineers, pilots, air traffic controllers, and regulators. They're building an entire ecosystem around advanced air mobility. And leadership plays a huge role. President Paul Kagame's government has been clear: technology isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for growth.
17 Rwandans have received a civil aviation diploma. It has been 2 years since they were enrolled at Akagera Aviation. Civilian pilots usually studied abroad. Graduates say they are happy to have achieved their dreams.
I feel really happy and excited because ever since I was young, I always wanted to be a pilot. And the only thing that was missing was an opportunity and where I could be able to study aviation.
For Africa, the vision is very clear: to invest in a strong and more dynamic aviation sector as a necessary building block for economic growth. With a growing middle class and increasing tourism, the demand for air travel will only get stronger. The numbers speak for themselves. In the coming years, passenger traffic on our continent is expected to double.
While other countries are stuck in bureaucracy, Rwanda moves fast, but with discipline. They're proving that being small can actually be an advantage. Decisions are faster, pilots are bolder, and execution is sharper. So where is this all going? By 2030, Rwanda aims to build the most advanced urban air mobility network in Africa. Imagine this: a flying taxi networks connecting Kigali to Nairobi, Kampala, and Dar es Salaam. A rooftop landing pads integrated into urban planning. A charging stations across cities designed specifically for electric aircraft. Automated traffic management systems for drones and air taxis. This vision could leapfrog Africa's transportation problems. Just like mobile phones allowed Africa to skip landlines, flying vehicles can skip decades of costly road infrastructure. Today, only 3% of Africa's roads are paved. Building traditional infrastructure would take decades and trillions of dollars. But building air mobility infrastructure? That can be done in years, not decades. And the economic potential is enormous. Analysts estimate advanced air mobility could add $15 billion annually to Africa's GDP by 2035. So here's the takeaway. Rwanda's journey with flying taxis and drones isn't just about futuristic technology. It's about proving a bigger point: that leadership, vision, and courage matter more than size or wealth. While the US, Japan, and Europe argue, Rwanda executes. While others debate safety, Rwanda builds safe ecosystems. And while many nations still dream, Rwanda is already flying. The question is, would you ride in a pilotless flying taxi? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if this inspired you, and subscribe to Imboni Nyayo for bolder stories of Africa's tech future. Because the future doesn't just belong to the only biggest countries. It belongs to the boldest. And Rwanda is proving it, one flight at a time.
Rwanda nk'abanyarwanda, ni ukuri kw'Imana mwe.